Well, here we are. We're back at it again. How's it going, Chris?
I'm all right. Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's been a while since we recorded. I've been quite vocal and honest about it on the podcast. Sorry, on the social media pages. But for those that don't know, and I'm not going to get into it now because I'm just not ready to. But my mum passed away last month, and it was quite unexpected. Again, I won't go into details, but yeah, that's basically why I haven't been around and why the podcast hasn't happened. I did actually give Chris permission if he wanted to throw an episode out there of himself with someone else, like do an interview or something. But Chris, respectfully, just sort of said, "I'll just wait until I'm ready to get back into it." So
Didn't
that's
didn't
that
didn't
sounds
feel
like I'm
right to
blaming
do it.
you for the
No,
absence.
no,
I'm
not at all.
not.
I get what you're saying. Like it just didn't feel right to
Yeah,
to do it without you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and to be fair, like we've absolutely spoiled people lately. They've been getting an episode. Like other than that month or
yeah.
so, last month, like they've had an episode
That's true.
every
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
So
exactly. We were due a little bit
stop
of a break
moaning, the
anyway.
lot of
So
yous.
so yeah, so that's the reason why. Obviously, my sort of world was flipped upside down completely, and I am
Yeah,
still
horrible,
obviously
man.
devastated.
Horrible.
And yeah, so yeah, I mean, going back home, I was back for a week, back to the UK for a week because it was so unexpected. We didn't plan for it. We didn't save for it. Like when my granddad was dying, we knew he was going to die, and we literally planned for it. Like we set a little savings account going because it's expensive, man. Like when we go back home, it's not okay. We have a place to stay, but we're still paying for all our meals, and the flights in themselves are like, you're talking for the four of us, you're talking over 4 grand. Like it's a lot of money.
Not, isn't it? It's
And
crazy. Everything's
that's
so
pounds,
expensive
mate.
these days.
That UK pounds. Like it's not cheap. So yeah, so we just threw it all on a credit card and we were back for a week. And it was, as far as visits go, it wasn't the nicest of visits. But it was lovely to see everyone. I literally seen cousins I hadn't seen for years, and um yeah, it was it was really nice. And the service itself for the funeral was lovely as well. And yeah, I guess that's all I'll say on this. I also did, obviously, for our listeners that are familiar with Craig, because I started the podcast with Craig and Scott. I obviously got to see Craig, so that was nice. And Craig was there for the funeral, and as were all my other friends, and my old bandmates showed up, and like all of that was lovely. I had so much support on the day. I've had so much support since the beginning when my mum first passed away. And still I'm continue to get support from friends and family. It's actually unreal, to be honest. It makes you sort of realize how many people care about you. So,
Yeah, it's
every
easy
cloud has a silver
to
lining.
lose sight of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate.
It
Yeah,
really
it's
is.
like it. To be completely honest, like a lot of the cousins I hadn't spoke to, like I wasn't annoyed with them, but because I had no reason to be, but I just kind of thought, well, they don't really know me. Like, they're not part of my life. They're just relatives. Like, no, nothing against them, but they're not really bothered about me. So who cares kind of thing. But then on the day, like my dad actually made a request that like so when the service was over, she was cremated. So my dad had requested that like the curtains don't close. I don't know if you've been to a funeral where the cremation where the curtains close, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like it doesn't actually mean anything, especially in the UK. It's just more of a symbolic thing of like, right, the curtains are closed. That's it now. You've said your
That's sort
goodbyes.
of your closure
Yeah,
from
my
a
dad didn't. My dad
being in
didn't
the
want to do
room.
that. So, and a lot of people don't like that. So, my dad said, "I don't want the curtains to close." He said, "But it would be nice if the family could just stay back for, you know, a few minutes. Everyone else leaves, and we just get to stay in the chapel just for a few minutes." So, I didn't really want to do that either. I thought it's going to be depressing. Like, I just kind of want to get up and go. It's too much pressure. I just wasn't really into it. But it actually turned out to be so lovely because it wasn't just like the family that stayed back. I mean, it was, but it was my mum's family, and she had 7 sisters and 2 brothers, and a bunch of nieces and nephews, and who've now got kids. And I mean, a lot of the little kids weren't there, obviously, but everybody stayed back, and they treated it as a moment to come up to me, my brother, and my dad. To tell us how sorry they were and to show their support to us. So it was almost like they just sort of like instinctively formed this line up, and they all came to us one by one and gave us the biggest hug in the world and told us how sorry we were. And they cried and we cried. And it was just this lovely moment of like, just a reminder that, like, okay, you don't see these people and they're not part of your life because you don't see them. but
Other there,
they care about you and they're hurting as well because they've lost their auntie and they've lost their sister and like it was just lovely. And then we all went back to a golf club, which is I don't know if you remember, Chris, but it's at the top of Clawton Village. It's called it used to be called the Women's Golf Club, Wirral's Golf Club. Now it's just called Wirral Golf Club. And we had it in there. My mum used to take the dog for a walk around the outskirts of the golf club all the time, and I used to go with her, and she loved it. So it was like an ideal location to have the wake. But it just turned out to be this like celebration of life, if you like. Like we just showed up, and her friends were there, her colleagues from work, and she retired 2 years before she passed. But they all showed up. My dad's workmates showed up. My old bosses showed up. My band was there. Just friends I haven't seen for years. Like it was just the nicest thing. And like my mum also requested that nobody wear dark colours. Like she
like,
wanted just
yeah,
everyone to wear
I
like
don't want
bright
that
colours.
when I go as well. Like,
Yeah, and it was the first time I'd ever been to a funeral where something like that had been requested, but everybody honoured it. So apart from a few that didn't get the memo, so but that's fine. Everyone looked lovely. But then I got up to speak and at the podium, you look up, and that's when it hits you. You go, wow. First of all, it was crammed. There was so many people there. It was unbelievable, and everybody. It was just like it looked more like a wedding because everyone was in all these bright
in
colours,
color,
and
yeah.
they'd gone out and they got outfits special for it, and just was like,
Did
wow. My mum
did
just
that
would have
make it
loved
a
it.
bit easier? Like, easy is probably the wrong word to use there, but because it's horrible. But did it make it nicer that people were in color and it wasn't all
Yeah, I
in?
mean, it did. Yeah, it really did. Because um, my mum asked for it, so it was
Yeah,
like she was there because it was a request that she had made,
because everyone would
and
respect
she'd
the wish.
made this
Like,
is the thing like she didn't know she was going to die, so it wasn't she didn't request it on her deathbed. This was just casual conversation we'd had over the years. Like she mentioned it at Christmas time. I don't even know how we got onto it about funerals, but she mentioned she wanted the Beatles in My Life to be played at some point because she loved the song and she wanted everyone to wear bright colours and she mentioned it to my auntie as well. So two separate people she'd mentioned it to, and so we made sure that we did it. And so yeah, it made it so much easier. It wasn't. It was just. It was just lovely, mate. Honestly, it was as nice as funerals could go. It was really nice, and that's all I'll say. Really, it's just
you
you
just
know,
want a nice send off, don't you? And
yeah,
yeah, with
and
funerals, I think you're right as well. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, they're a horrible occasion to bring people together, but I always do find them quite a nice reminder of the support and stuff that you've got around you. And
yeah,
if you've got that extended family that maybe you don't see an awful lot of the time,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like you actually,
exactly.
weirdly, it sometimes becomes the sort of event that brings everyone back together.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And just reminds you
it
that they
does.
are there and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean, yeah. I mean, the hard part now is just life going forward as it is because like
trying to find
before
normality again.
we were in limbo between it passing and the funeral and it was like a month because there was just things that need to be arranged like we need to get back and all that sort of stuff. Um, but we although we were in limbo, we had something to focus on. Like we knew the funeral was coming up. It was like something to focus on for her. But now it's done. There's nothing to focus on anymore. So now it's just like this is life now. And even though she wasn't part of my life every day because she didn't live in Canada with me, she still was part of my life every
He's
day. Do you know what I
there.
mean?
You know what I
Like
mean? Like
she just
yeah,
was just I had a mum. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't even if I didn't see her, I go, oh, my mum's around. Like she's over there. She's watching TV. Like I just knew she was around. And she's not anymore. So it's like the 42 years of knowing I had a mum and now I don't. It's just like it's the weirdest feeling. It really is. Like it's just yeah. So I am going, like I said at the start of the episode, I'm going to do an episode talking about my mum because I feel like I feel like I need to, not for the listeners. I feel like I need to for me because I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Like when my granddad passed away, I mentioned it on a podcast and we had a little chat and then that was it. And like it was my granddad. He lived to his 90s, so it was like it was his time. My mum was 68. She was taken too soon. And it was my mum. So I just feel like I need to dedicate some time. The podcast means so much to me. I've done it for 10 years. And my mum, do you know what I mean? Like I have to acknowledge it. So we'll move on now, but I am going to do an episode at some point with Mike. Mike is the guy I do music with. He's responsible for our theme tune. Used to be a host on the podcast. Really close friend of mine. He lost his dad a few years ago, so we're going to do a podcast together. Chris, I've invited you as well. If it works out and you can join us, I know you're going to. But I just feel like every now and then we do a serious episode where we talk about like mental health and stuff like that, and we've never really done one about grief, and it's because I've never felt grief like this before, so it's never even crossed my mind. But now I'm like really want to do this because I feel like it could help because I've taken some comfort in listening to podcasts about grief. Like there's so many as well. Didn't realize how many there were, but I've listened to so many and they really do help. So I kind of want to jump on the bandwagon with that and do an
It's something
episode.
that touches whether you like it or not, you know what I mean? It's something that'll touch everyone in
Yeah,
some way at some point in their lives, whether that's
yeah,
sadly a parent or God forbid a child or
yeah,
God, like a mate or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it'll touch everyone and it's all different and everyone feels it different, but it's a
yeah.
big deal. You
It is, mate.
know
It's
what
just
I mean? And
it's like
it's
yeah, it's the weirdest thing to actually experience. Like again, I keep going back to my granddad, but like with him, and I was devastated when he went because he was like my hero. But um, you want people if you live until you're 80 and beyond, you've won the game of life. To me, that's like that is an achievement. And then every year, I mean, granddad used to say the same. Every year on from then, like
is
he
a
used to
blessing.
say
Like
every day is a birthday to me, which sounds depressing when you say it out loud. But like, you know. 80 is an amazing age. He got to 93. So when he passed, I was gutted. But it was like, oh wow, I got to have a granddad till I was 41 years old. Like that's incredible. That's how amazing is that? And like he was never in hospital. He married his childhood sweetheart. Like he had the best life. So it was a pure celebration when he went. And I miss him dearly, but like so happy that he was here for as long as he was. Totally different with my mum. Taken way too soon. Had a really hard life. Had cancer 4 times. Beat it every single time. Kicked its ass. Breast cancer twice. Ovarian cancer. Um, she had a full hysterectomy to get rid of that. Chemotherapy for all three of those. And then she had a brain tumor. Had that removed. I survived it. Like just an unbelievably strong woman. But then her life was just taken in vain as far as I'm concerned. Like she was just there was no justice whatsoever. And so it is totally different. It's like I wasn't expecting it. I thought I would be like 68 before I lost my mum. Like I really did think that she'd still be here when I was in my 60s. Do you know what I mean? But here I am in my 40s and she's gone. And it's just yeah. But talking about it's the most important thing. And the people checking in on me like you and everyone else, like even though there's nothing you can really say, it's the fact that you're reaching out that helps. So yeah,
it's
thanks
just
for
being
everyone.
there, isn't it? For you know what I mean? I'm just like so sorry for your loss, really, for you, your dad, Eddie, everyone really in your family, it's just as you say, too soon, isn't it? It's just horrible. But
Yeah,
I've got fond, like don't get me wrong, I didn't know your mum in her later life, you know what I mean? Like you and I only got back in touch really a couple of years ago because of this, right?
yeah,
But I remember like as a kid, do you know what I mean? I just remember her kindness, you know what I mean? And I remember her having a bit of a laugh and a joke with you as a kid and
yeah.
just
I
like
remember.
always being welcome in your house was the big thing for me.
Oh my house was always see, and it's funny because I'm the opposite now. So my house, as you just said, it was always full of other people's kids. There was always like you were in there with Neil down the road, Tasha. There was just kids everywhere from all angles, all in the house. My cousin Danny, he basically grew up like in our house. But and that was my mum. She was just totally chill with everyone coming in. I'm the opposite. I'm
Neither your
like,
mum or your
he's been
dad
here
ever
too long.
seemed phased by it.
Yeah, I know
I mean,
they weren't bothered at all. Honestly, they were just like, come on in kind of thing. And it was because they knew me and our Ed loved it. Like we loved having our friends
yeah,
there. So, but it was always our house. It was never we never went to anyone else's. It was weird, really. But I remember my mum talking to your mum a lot on our front, like when you'd come over to
yeah,
play, and you must have only been, I don't know, like 7 or 8 maybe. I can't remember.
yeah,
And like
something
so
like
you
that.
come over
Yeah,
to play, and yeah, your mum would stand at the bottom of the gate and just chat to
chat
my
away
mum.
to your mum and dad. Yeah,
Yeah, about God knows what, because I wasn't paying attention, but they were just chatting. I remember that. So
I'll have
yeah,
to ask her. The next time I see her, I'll have to ask her
yeah,
what they used to talk about
yeah. I think it was
because I'm
just
sure it's
us. Like it
probably
was
not.
just yeah.
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
trying
But
to remember. I know she used to talk. Your mum used to talk about you, but I can't remember what she would say. I think it was just like sarcastic stuff, like "Oh, Chris is driving me up the wall today," like that type of stuff.
nothing's changed there. Then
Yeah,
the conversation
yeah,
now would be exactly the same.
yeah. Yeah, it's mad. I seen one because you know the house opposite. Again, our listeners don't know. Chris's grandparents used to live in the house opposite my parents' house, and so that's how I know Chris. And your uncles or one of your uncles lives there now. Is that right? Still lives
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
house.
my
So
uncle, yeah.
I didn't see him to speak to, but I was in my mum and dad's living room and I seen him come out, and I just had like flashbacks of back in the day because it was I don't know if it was. I don't know which one of your uncles it was. It was David or
It's Dave, yeah, it's
Okay,
Dave.
yeah. So I seen David, but and he just I think he was just putting rubbish in the bin or something. But yeah, I just seen him and I was like, oh, I wish Chris was here. Because I seen him
You
and I was
you
like,
had
oh,
like a
it'd be
Ring
really cool.
doorbell on it, didn't you?
Yeah,
Recently,
yeah,
you got like a ring. Yeah, I remember one day you sent me like a video or something of like the house from across the street,
yeah.
and I sent it to me nan and granddad, and obviously my nan and granddad they get both getting on, you know what I mean? They're both in the 70s or something, and I sent it to them, and they were proper freaked out. They were like, "Hold on, that's our house. How do we have you got a video of our house and stuff like that? Like, are
It,
you over there? Like
yeah,
proper
mate. It's on.
weirded them out."
It's really weird like how things work, but it's on right now. Right, it's on right now.
It's all right.
Um,
No.
yeah, I'm gonna just click onto it just to show you, just because it'll be funny. But yeah, like there's
It proper
always.
freaked them out though when I showed them. I sent them a picture. I basically sent them the screenshot that you'd sent me of your Ring doorbell, where you can basically see me nan and granddad's old house where my uncle now lives,
Yeah.
and it just, yeah.
Like it's a we can I'll pan in. I don't think
I
this
mean,
matters, does it, mate?
the hedge is gone. They've got rid of the hedge.
Yeah, the hedge is gone, mate. That's it.
The hedge is gone.
That's live right now as we speak. That's it.
Live.
If your uncle opened the door, you'd see him right now.
Why has he got red lights in the
I don't know, but yeah, I
for you?
think it might be the glass that's in the hallway. Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, probably. There used to be like a stained glass window above like the inside porch door, to be fair, so it might be through that.
Yeah, if my dad had the reach on far enough, it would go off whenever your uncle opened the door. But he didn't. Obviously,
Yeah, like
we don't
the
need it on.
zone thing.
I've got mine on that far because I've got a door cam. I've got mine on that far because I'm trying to catch who's dog shitting on my lawn. So it needs to have the highest reach. So every time somebody walks past my house, mine goes off. And that used to annoy
Yeah.
my mum because my mum had access to my door cam. So she'd go, tell the kids to stop playing outside. And I'm like, why? And she goes, because it keeps setting off my phone all the time. I'm like, I can't do anything about that, mum.
They're enjoying the front lawn. Yeah, that's kind of nice though, that she was able to do that and see them and stuff. Like I'm sure she
Yeah,
probably liked
yeah. And she'd jump on every now and then and talk to the kids, while they were playing on the front. My dad still does now, but yeah, my mum always used to come on and talk to us. Yeah,
that.
good
Oh.
times.
I've got mine set up, but I've like set it up so that it doesn't act like at the end of my driveway. It's used as a walking route because it's like a nice little country road. So
Yeah,
like I'd say like a few times an hour you would get someone who would walk past with a dog or whatever, you know what I mean? I when I first got it, I didn't realize that you could set zones and stuff because I didn't read it. I just kind of skipped through it. And like
yeah.
literally every 10, 15 minutes it was like there's someone at your door. There's someone or activity detected or whatever it is that it says. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell? Like yeah, it took me a little while to realize that you had to reconfigure it and stuff. But I
yeah,
remember the
yeah.
first time talking over it, absolutely scared the shit out of me little boy.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he
It is
comes up
weird,
to the
isn't it?
door and his thing used to be like when we got it, he'd come up and he'd like press the doorbell and he'd obviously hear the chime go off in the hallway and like,
Yeah.
you know, then my wife would come up and open the door and stuff and he'd come in. But like one day it obviously buzzed up on my phone and I noticed it. So I went on there and like started talking. I was like, hello. And he was like, and like went and hid behind the wheeze. I was like, what's going on?
That's
Yeah, it
funny,
was
yeah.
good.
Mine's not a door. Mine's just a camera. It's not a like. It's not. My dad's is a ring one where you press it, but mine's just like it's just a camera, so it just picks up movement. There's no ring
Yeah.
attached to it, but it is a. The brand is Ring. It's a Ring doorbell, so no door
Okay.
cam.
I
Yeah.
need to, you just reminded me actually, I need to charge ours.
Right. Let's move on. I'm just looking at my little list of stuff that we can cover. I
Should we
mean, like I
talk
said,
about, should we talk about Trump, not Trump, Elon Musk now being a trillionaire?
yeah. I mean, it's just. I don't. Yeah. I mean,
Just disgusting amounts of wealth, isn't
it's
it?
just stupid, isn't it? I mean, when you think when they start doing like statistics, don't they? And they start giving you examples of like what he could do with that money to help people and still be rich, and it
Oh
just
yeah,
depresses you because you're like,
like
why wouldn't you?
if you're a trillionaire, right, and he's like he's miles richer than anyone else. Like I think the nearest other person to him is like 600 billion behind him or something now, which is
Yeah,
just mental. And basically, for 600 billion, you could end world poverty
Yeah.
in its entirety. Do you know what I mean? But I seen the statistic earlier, right? That that was sort of mind-boggling to me. But the statistic was, or the fact was, if you spent $1 million every day from the start of the Roman Empire through to today, he still wouldn't run out of money. That's
Yeah,
how
it's
rich
crazy,
he
isn't
is.
it?
From the start of the Roman Empire through to today, $1 million a day, he'd still be he'd still be disgustingly rich. That's
That's
nuts to me. That's
it,
700
it's
something
depressing, isn't it?
BC.
It really is depressing.
2000, over nearly 3,000 years ago, and
I am listening, mate.
he'd still be rich. I just think that's bonkers. Absolutely mental to me.
Yeah, it's insane, mate. Honestly, it really is. Yeah, it just, yeah, and it makes you think like if there was, and I'm pretty certain he's not a nice person, but if there was like a nicer person that had all that money, like somebody that cared, just think how different the world would be.
Well, there's what's his face? Oh God, I can't remember the name of him. He was the like owner of Foot Locker or something. Like, let me look up his name. But there was basically this billionaire, and like I think back in 2005, he bought up like 400,000 acres of a logging company in the Amazon rainforest, and then just shut it down the next day to preserve the forest.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? What's his name? Uh, I was literally talking about him with someone earlier today. I hate that when you've got something on like the tip of your tongue and you can't quite remember who it was. I don't know. It's gonna annoy me now. Yeah, I can't remember the
Yeah,
name of it. But
I can't
anyway,
even help you, mate.
it, some billionaire, like he owns a company that you'll have heard of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure it was like a fashion or something company. Um, and he basically, I think it was like 400,000 acres or something. He bought and then basically just shut the company down. Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
can't quite
amazing,
remember
mate.
who it was.
Yeah, it makes you think, if somebody else had Elon Musk's money, just what they could do and still be rich. Like it doesn't even, like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Maybe it's easier said than done. I don't know, but just
Like if you the thing is like I think you've got to be wired a particular way, like to want to be that rich in the first place. I think is like that takes an like that takes focus to want to
yeah.
make that sort of wealth. That your aim there has to be making shitloads of money, right?
Just think about what you could do. Like you could do some, like say for instance, with that much money, you could go, like say you went to McDonald's or something and you had a burger and they messed up your order or something and you wanted to, you could buy the entire company and close it down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
I
could
mean, like
literally make McDonald's non-existent. Like, do you know what I mean? If he wanted
it's
to, he could just.
essentially what he did with Twitter, wasn't it?
I know he's basically done that with Twitter. Yeah,
Like literally, he fell out with the people who run Twitter, and so he's just like, I'm just gonna fucking buy it then and like make you all redundant
yeah,
and do what I want with it. You know, like he's killed Twitter, hasn't he? Like
yeah.
Twitter,
It's
what
not
is
the
it
same. It's
called
like a
now?
different app now.
X or
Yeah,
something. Um,
I used to love Twitter as well. He ruined it.
yeah, I used to like it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he completely ruined it. But
Johan Eliash, it was that
oh, okay.
billionaire is thinking of. He's the chief executive of Head, the sports company.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, everyone's heard of Head, right? But yeah, he back in
yeah.
2005, I think it was, he basically bought. He created the Rainforest Trust, and then basically bought 400,000 acres, which is 1,600 kilometers squared from this logging company that were going to deforest it and then just shut the company down. So
Wow.
like, and he is, relatively speaking to someone like Musk, like he's not even Musk doesn't even think of him. You know what I mean? Like he's not
Yeah,
his wealth is like chump change compared
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
someone like fucking a trillion, over $1 trillion is just
It's mental, isn't it?
fucking mental. I seen this other thing where it was like if you stack that money on top of each other in $1 bills, it would reach something like 67,000 miles into the sky. It would be basically in space. That's how big that stack was. You know what I mean? Like, and they did the same with like a billion, and I think a billion was like it was as tall as like a building or like low atmosphere or something. A trillion
Oh,
is
that's
like
crazy.
literally you couldn't wrap it around the earth
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
That's insane. It really is.
multiple times. Bananas in it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, just depresses
Hopefully
me,
he
man.
does something good with it.
Probably not.
Hopefully he surprises us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't just declare himself the overlord or the emperor or something. And
Yeah, we laugh, but who knows? Who knows what's around the corner?
with that amount of money, you can literally like do whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if he wanted to, if he was that way inclined, he could just go and buy himself a private military. And like I think like the cost of like I think it's like the four biggest nations on earth or something like so you did like China, Russia, you know, um US and someone else. Like I think he could easily fund all four of their militaries.
That's crazy. Scary as well, but
It's
wow.
scary, isn't it? It's not like it's
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
it
If he
is.
doesn't make it to the Mars now, and we can get that film Elon Musk up.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah, forgot about
For
that.
those who didn't listen, we talked about you'd come up with a film idea, hadn't you? Basically, where
Yeah,
Elon Musk basically was like AI or something, and he was
yeah,
sending AI robots to Mars, and they got to Mars and decided they didn't want to come back and they didn't want to help Earth or something, and they just took over Mars or something. Elon Musk, I think, was the silly name we come up for
yeah.
it.
Brilliant, brilliant. I still think it's a good idea.
I think that would be a banging film, to be fair.
It
You know
would.
what it made me think of though the other day? I was talking to some friends about this. Did you ever watch the film with Justin Timberlake in called In Time?
No, but I've heard of it.
It's well worth a watch. But it's like the premise of the film is that like I think everyone's hard programmed to something, so you get to like 21 years old, and then you get a year left to live, and you earn more life by basically working and and essentially buying life.
Oh, okay. That
So
sounds
you
like a
buy
decent
time,
concept.
and like I won't spoil the concept of the film beyond that, but what I'll say is there's like the population is divided up into zones to
Yeah.
like keep the people who are really poor and are basically like running from bus stop to bus stop to try and like make ends meet and stay alive to these people at the other end in like zone 8 or whatever it was, where basically they're billionaires and they have basically immortality in effect as long as they're careful and they don't get themselves killed. So like they don't like time loses its meaning to them because they don't have like the same appreciation for it as the poor do.
Yeah.
And like they end up like essentially because they're so paranoid about losing that, they end up surrounding themselves with like, as I said, like private militaries or like huge security forces, and they take no risks ever. They literally like are wrapped in cotton wool and just like never move beyond their house or their garden or whatever. It's mad. It's absolutely mad film to watch, but it's really good.
Yeah, it does
Just
sound good. I'll have to check that out.
it's good actually. It was like Justin Timberlake in it was really good acting as well. Like it was one of them, like I think IMDb wise, I think it rated sort of like it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was good enough. But I think
Yeah.
it sort of flew under the radar. So like someone recommended it to me to watch, and I watched it. Actually, this is a really good movie. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I'll have to give it a go, man. Yeah.
In
In
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how is Lara getting on and those guys? Do we know? Like, I haven't
I
really been
think
following them, to be honest.
I've been loosely following along on their social media, and I was talking to Lara the other week because they were having some difficulties with their food.
Yeah.
So right now, I think they're getting the boat ready, and I think they were due to set sail sort of like any time now. But by judging by the progress of the videos, and I'll try not to disturb her, do you know what I mean? Like I kind of keep in touch with her in the background anyway, but because I know they're so busy, like prepping the boat and all that, all the other stuff that they've got to do, you just don't want to be like
Yeah, yeah,
taking someone's time, do you? But they look like they've near enough got the boat ready now. When I spoke to her properly about a week ago, they were having a problem with their food. So they had two pallets of like food, which was like, I think it was something ridiculous. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but it was like £14,000 worth of like specialized food because obviously they're
wow,
burning through calories, but they're also eating stuff that is like dehydrated packs of whatever, and you know what I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like non-perishable stuff that's expensive, high calorie meals. So I think it was something like £14,000 worth of food or something on two crates, two pallets, sat at a mum's farm, and they had the company involved to basically ship it to Australia so that they could put it on the boat and all that. But but the company wouldn't ship it to Australia because Australia has like really strict um like rules and regulations on the border for what you can and can't import.
yeah,
Um and like food is always classed as like a potential biohazard. Um
right,
So, like, even though there were like they'd been through every single ingredient on every single pack and given the full list to the company, like they were being funny about shipping it. And I know, like, when I spoke to her, as says about a week ago, she was sort of stressing out because it still wasn't on the boat or the plane or whatever. Like, if it's on a
oh,
boat, it's
that's,
fucked. It's never reaching them. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah,
So I was
yeah,
going through and like exploring different options. I was like, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like talking about like if they get a solicitor involved to basically write them like an indemnity that basically says they take responsibility for any destruction charges and
yeah.
border issues and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So the company doesn't have to worry about it. But yeah, I know they were having difficulty with that, but they
Hopefully you
seem to
got it
be in
figured
good
out.
spirits. Like when I've seen the videos and have messaged and stuff, they've still been having a laugh. And
Yeah,
the
that's good.
boat's way smaller than I thought it was going to be for
I
four
know, I've
people.
seen that. Yeah, I've seen your comments as well, saying you were surprised how small it was. Yeah, for four
Yeah,
people, that's crazy, isn't it? Yeah,
I knew it was small because I'd seen like not firsthand. Like I'd love to see it firsthand to be fair, but I'd seen Laura's boat that she did a solo row in,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
tiny. Like,
yeah,
but it's one person, and you kind of you'd be able to find your own space in that. Like this is four people on a boat for 100 days or whatever.
yeah,
There's two tiny little cabins, one of which is like their control center for all of their electrics and
yeah.
navigation and all that as well.
I know, yeah.
Where did he shit?
Yeah, I know. I did wonder because he didn't cover a
Like they
bathroom.
made the joke, didn't they, when they come on with us, like basically saying they were going to be like shitting in front of each other and all that. And I was just like, ha ha ha, that's funny, you know what I mean? And now I've seen the boat, I'm like, no, that's a genuine thing. Like, what if imagine if you go out and you start this right and you get like dodgy sea belly, right, and you've got like diarrhea or something, and three other people have to basically watch you cry into a bucket.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, from both ends.
oh God. Like, you know what? Like when I was talking to them, I was like, I'd love to do this, you know what I mean? And then when I seen the boat and I started thinking about the practicality, like I'm quite a home bird, you know what I mean? Like I like having
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I like having my own toilet and I like having my own space and peace and quiet. 100 days, they're literally watching each other's shit.
Are they though, or is it? There must be some sort of privacy. There must be like a rule that, like, okay, they're gonna go, so they go to one end of the boat, and then the other three don't
That
look.
has to, doesn't it? You know what
You've
I
got
mean?
to be.
Like
You
you're not
can't
just
just
gonna
be
stand
like
there and like
sitting
make
there
eye
having a chat
contact.
and just go, just gonna knock one out. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, like if you're knocking one out while someone's taking a shit, there's
I
your
didn't mean
boat's
that
not
kind
big
of
enough,
knocking
you
one
mean?
out.
Oh God, they're gonna hear this and it's
Imagine,
gonna go
imagine Glenn just sitting there knocking one out.
100 days. I've got to clean the tubes. Like just turn around. I'm feeding the fish. Oh, fuck, I'm so sorry. Glenn, if you're listening now.
It's the name of the
Gav's
episode right
fault.
there, feeding the fish.
It'd be like when you dropped food into the top of a fish tank, wouldn't it? I imagine. Spunklube.com.
Definitely, where is it? I need to hold it up now. Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what now? You know,
we
if,
should have sent them some sachets.
oh yeah, you never know. They could have used it for all sorts. If they need to, you know what I mean? Like if the bucket thing does become a bit of a fetish, oh, I forgot. I'm going on a rabbit hole now. Oh
Anyway, when I
God,
said knocking one out, I meant doing number
I know
two.
what
I
you
didn't.
meant. Yeah, it's firing an ocean scud,
Oh,
deploying transatlantic fiber.
no, brilliant. Right. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I think we can wrap it up. Actually, I don't know. There's much more to add to that, to be honest.
Yeah,
What I
it's
will
only
say is
downhill from
that
here, isn't it?
so there's a potential pub crawl coming up. Now, we used to do pub crawls every year for the podcast. For the first 3 or 4 years, we did pub crawls. We did one in Halifax. We did two in Chicago. Was it two? Yeah, we did two in Chicago, two in Halifax. We kind of did one in the UK. It wasn't really an official pub crawl for the podcast. But anyway, since Craig and Scott sort of stepped away, we haven't really done one. So we're going to do one this year. And it's looking like it's going to be the 15th of August. Me and Tony are going to do it. There's other people going, listeners as well. I'm going to see if I can get some. I mean, I know I'm friendly with some of the people from Trailer Park Boys, like Lee McGuinness. I feel like you met Lee before? He's been on the podcast. I don't know if you're
Yeah,
around.
yeah. I
Okay,
think we did an episode with him.
I
Yeah,
think we did, yeah. So
didn't
I'm
he
going to
have
see
long
if
hair?
yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm going to see if Lee will join us, and then there's possibly maybe a couple of others I'll invite as well, see if they want to come. And Bertie as well, believe it or not. So Bertie is planning a trip here for the first time. He's never been to Nova Scotia before. He's planning a trip here with his sister and her boyfriend. And they've basically said, because her boyfriend's got friends here, so they want to come
Oh,
anyway.
nice.
And so they're willing to bring him. So he's all excited and he's like, tell everyone. And I'm like, well, you haven't booked your tickets yet because they're taking the ferry over from Newfoundland. Um, and as far as I know, they've got accommodation all sorted out and everything like that. So it sounds like it's a go. I spoke to his sister, so I know it's legit because Bertie sometimes can
He
be,
gets overexcited.
yeah, he does, yeah, he kind of just believes his own head sometimes. So, but yeah, so she's confirmed it is all happening and stuff. So yeah, so it's sounding like Bertie's going to be coming here. So we're going to make a special effort for Bertie, and that's kind of the reason why I'm like, well, we'll just do a pub crawl like we used to. So. He said to me
That'll
the
be
other day,
good.
he goes, should I send Chris Enion a message and see if he wants to come? I was like, Chris is in the UK. It's highly doubtful he's going to come over here for a pub crawl. But you can ask
I'm
him if you
actually
want.
I'm away on the 15th of August anyway,
Oh,
sadly.
well, there you
But
go. Then there's your excuse, mate.
I'm out. But at some point or another, like I've already told you, I want to come over to Canada at some point anyway.
Yeah, it'd
So
be
at
great,
some
mate, if you
point,
did.
we'll do it. We'll do something.
Yeah, it'd be awesome,
Are
mate.
you
Yeah.
expecting many there?
I mean, when we used to do them, this is the thing. It's been, I think 2018 was the last time we did one, or 2019 maybe. Yeah, I think it was 2019. It's been a while, so I don't know if the same people will come. But we did have listeners that showed up. There was a few. And I knew them anyway, so we didn't have anyone show up that I didn't know. But I'm hoping the same people that showed up back then show up. Michelle was one of them. Shout out to Michelle. I'm pretty sure she still listens. So Michelle, if you're listening, please free up the 15th, which is a Saturday of August, and let's go for some drinks and a bite to eat. I don't drink. I never do drink, so I'll
You've
just be
got
having.
7 more years on that though, right? You got 7 years of people listening to this, right? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna flood somewhere in in Canada.
I mean,
You know what I mean? You're gonna turn up like, oh, we're having a pub call, and like
well, I
a
mean,
thousand people are gonna
it's
show
not
up.
just that, but we've got like I've got friends here now as well that might want to come, like people that I work with. I've got like there's people on our street that might want to join us. There's Tanar Repchul who knows Bertie, and I've done music with him and stuff. Tanar's been on the podcast before. He might want to come. Tom Tamir, who's my barber, I'm sure Tom will want to come. So, and his wife Kristen's welcome to join as well. So yeah, there should be a decent amount of people there. Yeah, I mean, I don't want a
That'd be good.
massive crowd, you know what I mean? But it's just all we do is just go and sit in a pub, order some appetizers and whatever anyone wants to drink, have a chat, and then move on to another pub. You know, we don't. It's nothing. It's just nice. And Halifax is a great city to walk around, and there's a waterfront you can go down to, and it's yeah, there's some boats you can go on and do little tours of and stuff. So yeah, it'll just be a good time. Look forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And he's come, but Bertie's going to be here for like 3 days, so I'll make sure I'm free for the 3 days, and I'll show them around a little bit and be a bit of a
He'll love
tour
that,
guide.
won't he? He's a big Trailer Park Boys fan,
Yeah,
Bertie,
so I
isn't
said
he?
I'd show him some of the locations of like where things were filmed and stuff, and um, I mean there is Swearnet Studios. If they want to go there, I'll show them the direction of where it is. I know that fans tend to show up, and they're very welcoming when they do. So yeah, you know, if they're lucky, they might get a tour. If they're not so lucky, they might just get a poster. Like they always have stuff on hand to give to fans who show up. So you never know.
That's
But
nice.
I
Yeah,
said, I've already said, I've told them that I can't promise you're going to get to meet anyone from Trailer Park Boys, but I will point you in the direction of where the studio is. And if they're there, you might get lucky. You might get a tour of the sets. I don't know, but we'll see.
Bertie will be like, "Take me to Mike's house.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen.
I want to go to Mike's house, or you're not a good friend. I want to go now."
Yeah, yeah, no, that's 100% not happening. I'm not going to be doing that, but yeah, the studio's there, and like I say, I've had people drive down from Ontario that have come to visit Nova Scotia and Trailer Park Boys fans, and they've showed up at the studio and they've walked away with signed photos and posters and all kinds. So you just don't know.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're really nice when you show up. They're not rude at all. They're very like they're very sort of like honored that you've traveled and you're hoping to see something, and if they can
To be
show
fair,
you,
when
they
you
will.
listen to the interviews of the guys, that always comes across that they're like sort of like by and large, they're very
Yeah,
appreciative of their fans. They're
they
not
are.
like,
It's like yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's the proof's in the pudding, mate. I've interviewed most of the cast. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's what other TV show can I say I've had the success with that from? There isn't any, and there wouldn't be. There wouldn't. They're very
to the
down to
point where
earth,
like
and
we've sort of become the unofficial podcast for.
yeah, I would say so. I think if you ask them, I mean, they do have their own podcast, but I think if you ask them, name an unofficial fan podcast, I'm pretty certain that we'd be either the only ones, if not the top ones that they would mention.
I think so, yeah. Like to be fair, like when I'm explaining the podcast to people who've not listened yet and
Yeah,
they ask me about it, I normally end up saying like we've sort of weirdly somehow become the unofficial
yeah.
podcast, you know,
I
like,
mean,
for the
it
Trailer
kind
Park.
of.
And I go into a little bit and explain like your relationship with some of them and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it kind
which
of
I think
it
gives
almost
content.
started out as a fan podcast, but it wasn't, if that makes sense. Like we were all fans, and that's how we knew Scott and Major, who we named the podcast after. He was involved with Trailer Park Boys, and so it kind of always was. But I never wanted it to be exclusively just about Trailer Park Boys, so we kind of just like started asking all kinds of guests on, and then that's what made it not Trailer Park Boys related. The fact we've had pop
Yeah, yeah.
stars on from the UK and all kinds, like it's not. It wouldn't have even aired the Trailer Park Boys, so. But the fact we've had on that many cast members is like we just kind of are, you know what I mean? It's just like we can't get away from that, and I don't want to get away. I mean, I've embraced it big time, but yeah, it's just a
It is
podcast.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Anyway,
good to be back. It's good to have you
yeah,
back.
I'm really glad we did it, mate. I've actually missed it. I just haven't been in the right headspace, but I'm really
Yeah,
glad
absolutely.
we've recorded, and I know you're a little busy this summer, so Chris might not be on every single episode, but we're going to try and between the two of us work around it so that
Yeah.
you
I'll be
don't
here as
miss too
much
many.
as I can, guys.
Yeah.
Much as I can.
Yeah, awesome. All right, man. Well, you take it easy, and yeah, we'll be
You too,
back
buddy.
again soon.
See you,
Talk
mate.
soon, mate. Bye.
Bye.